Hi everyone, my name is Kyle Schmidt and I'll be presenting to you my contribution and what I've learned through working through the project of the integrated air ventilation system. What you see here is our styrofoam, condensed styrofoam, as well as our final product. First off, when we did this project, we had to think through different ideas on how to make vents for a recumbent vehicle. Through the process, we came up with several ideas and finally we came out with an idea of a vent system very similar to an air jet intake. We also thought of how to properly build a model or a mold for that. We finally decided on a positive, is what you see here, where we have parts of the vent sticking up and the carbon would go over it. For our carbon, we used a carbon fiber and glass weave that we got from ATP. And what we did was first we we taped on an area of on the styrofoam our saran wrap, so the carbon and epoxy would actually not stick to the saran wrap. And then we started with taking a sheet of carbon, as you see here, and actually place it over the vents and mold it on to see how well it would hold. After doing 2 layers of carbon fiber around the whole area, we were able to produce what you see here as our fairing section, a small portion of the section, where you see 2 vents. Our actual vent pieces, we got those by actually cutting out the vents, as you see here. Those openings that we use here and here, we actually reuse those components to use in 2 spots. I also worked on a lot of the coding that we did along with Kevin. We worked conjointly to figure out what the code we wanted to do for this project, how we wanted to display our manual mode versus automatic mode, transition between that. One big thing that we found was really important, and it worked really well for us to do our code, was we actually did it in sections. First we worked on just making the servos work, then just integrating the servos and temperature sensor, just getting the manual mode to work, just getting auto mode to work, and get those separate pieces of code down before we integrate it all together. Throughout this whole project, a few big things that I learned was the ability, how easy it was to actually use our LCD module, as well as how to lay out carbon. I never laid carbon before, but I found it was a lot of fun to lay out and make different shapes and learning different techniques of how to do the carbon. I also learned kind of how to really properly hook up a circuit while working with Kevin, and also a very important thing that I found was the idea process that we went through to find our final product. We started with an idea. We knew we wanted to start with an idea of a vent system. We just didn't know how our final product was going to actually look, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm very happy with how it all turned out, how it all works, as I hope you've seen from the previous video. I'm glad that you've taken the time to watch this video, and thank you so much.
My name is Kevin Kwong, and I'm going to talk about my contribution to this project and what I learned. I started from the beginning, thinking of ideas to help this ventilation idea come along. I came up with some conceptual designs and helped out through the design process. Once the final design was set, I helped out with hardware selection and helped Kyle in trying to assemble the carbon fiber. I've never done it either, but Kyle was able to teach me and help me out. In terms of coding, I helped out in writing some of the automatic and manual coding, and it was a lot easier to put into once we had those 2 components. And of course, big credit to Kyle for actually putting them together with the toggle. In terms of what I've learned, I think it's great fun to actually work with carbon fiber. I've never actually done it, like I said, but it was enjoyable to learn. I also love coding on the LCD screen. That was really, really fun to see what it can do. And I think just overall, getting the experience of seeing how mechatronics can be applied to a mechanical system was very interesting. And I had a great time doing this project, and I hope that in the future, human powered vehicle will be able to embrace this technology and better it for the future.